India after independence. On 15th August 1947, India celebrated with joy its first day of freedom. But the rehabilitation of refugees. The communal violence at that time of independence forced millions of people to cross over either to India or Pakistan. The two countries were ultimately obliged to an exchange of population for all those who wanted to emigrate. The Sikhs and Hindus in West Pakistan and the Hindus in East Pakistan migrated to India in large numbers. Rehabilitation of these refugees who had suffered heavily during the migration was a huge task. The problem was not merely giving them immediate relief, but also to resettle them in gainful employment. There was a great strain on country's economy, which was already crippled by war and partition. Relief camps were opened to give food and shelter to the displaced persons. It was followed by a planned program for rehabilitation. The refugees were accommodated in evacuated houses and newly constructed huts in urban areas. The government and the people of India gave much help in rehabilitating these people. Integration of princely states. At the time of independence, there existed British India under the paramountcy of British Crown. The Indian Independence Act of 1947 permitted the princely states to decide their future either to join Indian dominion or Pakistan or remain independent. Therefore, the first and foremost task before the new government was the political unification of India and states. There were more than 500 states of varying sizes and population. Some were as big as a province of modern India, while some others were quite small in size. All the states in free India except Kashmir, Hyderabad and Junagadh joined the Indian Union. Vallabhbhai Patel, the first Home Minister of Free India, took upon himself the task of integrating these princely states with India. The rulers of the states handed over their states to the government of India in return for various concessions, including the privy purses granted to them to enable them to live decently. The Nizam of Hyderabad tried to act like an independent ruler, but police state restricted him from succeeding. His state was merged with India. The Nawab of Junagadh wanted to accede to Pakistan, although its people wanted to join India. A plebiscite was held there which went in favour of the India, and consequently it became part of Indian Union. The Maharaja of Kashmir remained indecisive. The National Conference Party of Kashmir was in favour of joining India. In October 1947, tribesmen from Pakistan and irregular armed forces invaded Kashmir and illegally occupied some parts of it. The Maharaja fled to Jammu and sought the help of Government of India. Indian troops went to Kashmir to drive out the invaders. Then Jammu and Kashmir was acceded to India. Trivia: the partition between India and Pakistan claimed the lives of almost 1 million people. 6 million Muslims shifted from India to Pakistan. Around 4 million Sikhs and Hindus moved to India from Pakistan. Liberation of French and Portuguese territories. Even after 1947, few areas of Indian territory remained under the control of the Portuguese and French. The French had occupied Pondicherry, Karaikal, Mahe and Yanam in South India, and Chandranagore near Calcutta. Anti-French movements were launched in these territories. The French government used harsh measures to suppress such movements, but the people revolted against French brutalities. Ultimately, the French government had to transfer all the settlements to India on 31st of October 1954. The integration of Goa was not a smooth affair for India. Portuguese were most reluctant to leave their territory. The freedom movement gained momentum in Goa on 15th of August 1955, when thousands of Indian marchers entered Goa, Daman and Diu. There was anger in India and major cities observed Hartal. However, in 1961, Operation Vijay was launched to liberate Goa from Portuguese rule. The Indian forces completed the operation by 19th December 1961 and Goa was liberated. Trivia: Goa was amalgamated to India in 1961.